What's up? It's your boy Ryan Dins, and on today's episode, we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're not going to talk about how to make money in stocks. We're not going to talk about how to make money in entrepreneurship. We're going to talk about getting your head right so that you can have the best positive beliefs, get rid of your negative beliefs, only have the attitude of a winner so that way you can make money and no matter what you do, you'll be successful. Now, before I get into how to do this, I'm just going to tell you a little story about how this worked for me and changed my life. When I was in my 20s, I was a touring musician. I did solo hip-hop, I was in rock bands, and I had a little bit of success. I'd had a European tour, I had 3 US tours, I've opened for some legendary performers like Wu-Tang Clan, Jedi Mind Trick, and it was going good. But then all of a sudden I needed a career change. The partying that came with it was too out of hand. I was getting a little older. I just realized that I probably wasn't going to make it in that and needed to get some real money. So I had a career switch, complete from scratch, decided to get into entrepreneurship a few years ago. In the very beginning of it, I had a lot of success. I was making about $1,000 a day selling skin creams on the internet. But after a while, that crashed and I took it real hard. And I refused to get a job. I said, I'm gonna make this happen. So I had a few other businesses I started. They didn't work out. Next thing you know, I'm massively in debt. So I sell my house. I was forced to sell my house. I had a rental property. I lived in the upper area, rented out the bottom, but I wasn't making any money. So I had to sell this to avoid facing bankruptcy. That was real hard, but it was just enough. I sold my house. I made $52,000 profit, but I was like 70 grand in debt. So I was still in debt after I sold my house. After I sold my house, I moved to California. I didn't have a job for like a year. Next thing you know, I'm in 65 grand debt again. So I was literally in 65 grand debt 2 different times. First time I had to sell my house, but this time I had no house to sell. No way to get out of it. So I started hustling, started working my way up. I lived cheaply, I lived frugally, and I just started putting all my money towards debt and savings. And next thing you know, I went from 65 grand debt to right now I'm at about 8 grand debt in a matter of about 7 or 8 months. And while doing that, I put $18,000 in investments. So technically my net worth is above zero. My net worth was negative about $70,000 8 months ago. So a little bit before that I started meditating, but I never took it seriously. This was January, so it wasn't even a year ago. I had the most negative beliefs you could ever imagine. I just thought that the world was happening to me. There was nothing I could do about it. I was just cursed, and that was my attitude. I started meditating every single day. You can go on YouTube and you can find these hypnosis meditations for abundance. There's tons of them. Aaron Doughty, he's one that I like to listen to. And basically, what I do now is when I go to sleep, I put on this meditation where someone with a British voice usually, sometimes they're not a British voice, but they'll go, "You are rich, you are abundant, you have great relationships, you have great friends, everything is great, the universe is yours." And I just listen to that, and basically what I'm doing is I'm brainwashing myself to train my subconscious to only think positive, only think that I'm a winner, only think good things are gonna happen. Because if you think about it, what does the average person program their mind with? They program their mind with the fear that they're getting from the media. They're programming their mind with all the things that the relatives say. Oh, you can't start a business. Oh, you can't be a famous YouTuber. Oh, you can't be a musician. Oh, you can't. Those people only have those limiting beliefs because they were brought down. That's what they believe for themselves. But you who are watching this, you're better than those people because you're watching a self-help video. Most people don't try to improve their lives. They just go with the flow. Just the fact that you're watching this lets me know that you're better than the average person. So basically what I did was I programmed my brain to think. And whatever you have in your subconscious is going to come to fruition. If you have a negative belief that you think nothing good is ever going to happen, guess what? Nothing good is ever going to happen. Bad things will happen. But if you have a great belief that amazing things are coming your way and you deserve it because you put in the work, it's just gonna come to you. I'm proof that happened. Like, I've programmed my subconscious to believe that this is going to happen, so it will happen. Because every time I believe something and put my mind to it, it just happens. There is no losing, there's only winning if you have the right attitude and don't give up. You never lose till you give up. That's why I don't ever give up. I visualized it in my mind, so I just have to work to make sure it happens. It's as simple as that. All you do is visualize what you want to happen, take action, and it will happen. Now, that's my story. How I came from absolute horrible situation 9 months ago to doing great right now. Now, how do you do it? It's very simple. The easiest way is to try to think about what you want as opposed to what you don't want. You know, when I told you guys I had failed businesses. When I had some of these failed businesses, I was constantly worried. And then whatever I was worried about was happening. I was worried about getting my Facebook account banned. Facebook account got banned. I was worried about the ads not working. The ads stopped not working. I was worried about the traffic sources changing their rules because of that whole fake news thing that happened a few years ago. Guess what? They changed rules, made it hard for me. I should have been thinking differently. I should have been thinking outside the box. I should have been thinking where to move to the future because things are changing. But now, my attitude's completely different. I've been working harder than ever. Things are just going my way. Anytime that I feel down, I just meditate and then have the audio program your subconscious. What you're basically doing by doing these guided meditations is you are programming your brain to only think positive, to only think that you're gonna win, to only think that you're abundant. So that's pretty much the gist of it. All you gotta do is program your subconscious for positive thoughts, and then you'll just have a better attitude, you'll have a better work ethic, you'll show up to work, or your career, or your side hustle, or your entrepreneurship, or trading every day with a better attitude, and then you'll make better decisions, you'll get more money, and then you'll get rich. It's as simple as that. You are what you think. If you think you're a loser, you are a loser. If you think you're a winner, you are a winner. So you just have to program your brain to be what you want. So why think negative when you can think positive? Remember, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next week.